Welcome back, race fans, to the final week of routine pink slip style elimination racing from the knockout competition hosted by Poverty Hollow. We are down to the end game. You have 17 cars fielded between 11 drivers. Tonight, one of those drivers will be eliminated, and that will kick us into sudden death elimination, in which, if you lose the race, the car is lost from competition altogether, and it is a race of absolute survival. May the fast win. And speaking of fast, you're looking at it. Match 1 of Week 8 here is truly the baddest ass and shit-kickingest cars of this entire competition. Sam Hall needs no introduction with a win ratio of 12-1. He is the most devastating and terrifying competitor that has graced this competition. Up against him is the only other car that is routinely in its league for speed. That is the V-Man, Vern Davis, in that incredible Mercedes-Benz C-Class. We've waited a long time for these two to meet each other, and we were thinking it was going to be at the very end, whenever we were playing for true keeps. But tonight we'll see who is going to lose the number one car. Or they are both number one cars. Hey, how about that? But enough talking. You're ready to see a race, and I'm ready to deliver it to you. Let's play the end game. And they're off. Turbulence with the lead. The C-Class drafting them, trying to take an inside line. It is a hell of a race, but Turbulence takes it. 313 miles an hour yet again. 8.196. For that incredibly tight first race, we know both these drivers sweating profusely, waiting to see who goes home without their ultimate ride. Let's find out. Going into the spiral, Turbulence once again taking the lead. Vern gets squirrely. Turbulence loses control. What happened to Vern? Turbulence backwards and wins the race. What on earth happened to Vern? Vern flipped. After the jaw-dropping performance of the last video, I hope that everyone hasn't folded up their chairs yet. There is still a bunch of other racing to happen. Case in point, Sam Hall, a name that you're going to continue hearing throughout this competition, going up against Steven and Crazy Eights. Crazy Eights has had some hot or not kind of situations develop, but I think if Sam loses this Lumina, he's not going to be terribly disappointed. Steven, however, will be in a pretty fair position. Let the fun begin. Sam, sure enough, with the Lumina, like a rocket ship coming out of the spiral. Crazy Eights trying to stick, but not enough. The Lumina also laying it down. 313 once again, 8.364. Match 2. Race 2, and what is quickly becoming the Sam Hall show. Can Steven put up a fight one last time against the old Lumina, or is he going to be the first one completely knocked out, pitching us into the final 10? We find out here. This time a little bit closer. Whoa, what a pass! What a beautiful pass. It is a pity it is indeed a slower time, but man, was that a great race. Steven, I'm sorry, man, that's it. I swear we exist in a state, a loop, constant, of Ferrari versus Viper in this competition. This has to be the 8th time that such a combo has existed. Possibly even more. It's like once a week. Well, this time the players are slightly different. You have Durrell Edwards in that 360 Medina going up against Kevin Rose in the Viper. One time pays for all. Let's see how this is going to go. And they're off the 360, taking an early lead, coming out of the spiral, nice and straight, clean lines. Durrell puts it in the box. Look at Kevin coming up slow. Sounds like he's grinding a little bit. 313 once again. An 8.42, unexpected speed out of the Ferrari. Durrell with a fantastic performance showing that he is not given up yet. That Ferrari is indeed something to watch. Off we go for round 2. This time a little bit more even, but the 360 takes the lead into the spiral. A heavy slide by Kevin means that's all over. This time a little faster across the line. At least for Kevin. Certainly not for Durrell. Match 4 brings us American Muscle versus Italian Muscle. Here before you is Hutch's 1970 Roadrunner, taking on Chuck in the very seldom used 365 GTB Ford Daytona. Let's see if Chuck will survive into the finals. It's closing through the spiral. Hutch sticking with him, but the Ferrari putting the pedal down on the final straight. 9.542 for Chuck in his win. And here we are. Match 4, round 2. V12 versus a time when we still refer to things as cubic inches for engine displacement. Let's see who's got the bigger muscle. Chuck this time with a firmer lead going to the spiral. Hutch still trying to stick with him. Not a bad performance for the Roadrunner, but Chuck puts him away. Chuck with a consistent 9.617. Match 5 brings us Hutch, who is in his final car, the Shadow Mark IIA, versus Douglas Gaffney in that beautiful purple Ferrari F50. Will Hutch make it through? One way to find out. Going into the spiral, indeed, he does have the lead. The Ferrari is trying to chase him down, but the Can-Am car with its excellent downforce shows that Ferrari who's boss. In fact, the Ferrari didn't even finish. Hutch pulls it off, 9.5. For Hutch, this is the critical race. He starts on the outside lane, which has a slight, maybe 1/10 of a second disadvantage. But that 1/10 of a second may be everything he needs if that Ferrari gets in front of him. Let's see how this one works out. Going into the spiral, indeed, the Ferrari does have the lead. The Can-Am car, they both stall. Gaffney puts a front wheel off. We'll have to reset. Let's try that again, shall we? Ferrari versus Shadow, part 2. This is a hit that we heard. Not sure what happened to the Shadow, but the Ferrari indeed taking the win on that one. The shadow follows him into the box. What did the Ferrari get? A 10.069. Hutch stays in it. Six brings us Kevin Rose versus Trent. And we're not sure if Kevin's music is going to be his final goodnight song in this competition, or the sound of blown V8 American Fury coming out of the center of that El Camino, which is quite strange. Well, anyway, there's some racing to do. And they're close. The Elko comes shooting out of the spiral like a rocket, but the GT40 all over him down to the line. But that Elko holds him off. Look at that, 9.0. And so it's down to this. Can the El Camino get back in front of the GT40 again and continue to block his ass off into owning that car? Or is this the end for Kevin? Nice, Steven going to the spiral. The GT40 comes out with the lead. The El Camino all over him. And sure enough, this time it's the GT40. And it comes down to an 8.888. Trent owns the El Camino now. Match 7 brings us two one-car owners. Katie driving that Charger, trying to see if the music is true that the mountain may have get him, but the law never will. Or is Willie Make going to write Katie's one last ticket? There is only one way to see how this one's going to go. They're pretty even going into the spiral, and then the Camaro flips. Katie squeezes him in on the inside edge. 9.355 at 271 miles an hour. Good speed. There you go. What happened to Willie? I'm pretty sure he dipped too off or he got shoved off. It seems like a pretty good old boy thing to do to a cop car, wouldn't you agree? And so the Charger posted a time that was right in Willie's territory with how consistent that Camaro's been through the competition. This could still be anybody's race, but he has to win it and post better than 9.3. Let's get it. Going into the spiral side by side, the Charger pokes out again. The Camaro looking to make a pass. Two drifts coming out of the corner down to the line. Katie shuts out Willie and makes it into the final 10. That battle cost some time though. Here it is, match 8, the final regular race in our competition. Douglas Gaffney in that pretty damned quick number 42 Grand Prix Stalker going up against Trent. Gaffney says, I'm not scared. Monte Carlos aren't that fast. I'm not sure he's paid attention to earlier videos in this series though. But anything can happen at the Hollow. Off we go. Gaffney takes the lead, but the Monty is drafting him. Look at that speed. Oh, the Monty spins him, and then he maintains the win. And the timer effed up. What happened? Son of a bitch, we're going to have to rerun that. After resetting the timer system, now we have to see if Gaffney can duplicate that result. And my apologies to you, man. That should have been your win, but we don't know how fast it would have been. And if Trent wins the next one, well, we don't know what to do. So, this is about the fairest way I think we can run things. Let's do it. Gaffney this time taking the lead. Trent getting crossed up. Now they're coming down to the line. Gaffney puts it ahead again this time. 9.408. And here it is. Gaffney looking to stay in competition. Trent looking to keep the dream team alive with that GT40 and this Monty. A pair that have been inseparable since their beginning and have been both extremely successful since their inception. And so, the final race. Side by side through the spiral. Once again, the Monty tries to spin him. And it's Gaffney across the line. With an 8.8. Incredible.